You may ask why an organization needs user research. There are many reasons, and I touch on some of them in other videos, but for this video, I wanted to focus on a single specific reason. It's summarized in a phrase that you may have heard before. You are not your user. Or in other words, if you work in product development, your perspective will be fundamentally different from that of your users. Consequently, you cannot rely on personal assumptions about what users want or what they do. Here are a few reasons why members of a product development team, in whatever role, are fundamentally different from their users. First, the people that make a product already know how it works. They're aware of the features, where they're located, how they are meant to be used. In fact, they know the product so well, they also know which features were cut and why. The design logic will make sense to them because they work with it regularly. A new user will not have any of this information. Even if they are your ideal user and they have read the manual, they will never have the automatic understanding a team member will have. Another important difference is the matter of personal investment. If you're working on a product development team, you are probably getting a paycheck for your efforts, and your job future may be impacted by the product's success. Also, you've probably spent significant time and energy working on it. It's natural to feel some pride and protectiveness over what you've done. Product criticisms can feel like personal criticisms, and no one likes to hear someone call their baby ugly. Meanwhile, the user is not getting paid to use it. If anything, they're the ones paying and have expectations for what they're getting. Users have no obligation to like or recommend your product to others. They may have some brand loyalty, and they may be inclined to give it the benefit of the doubt because they've sunk money into the purchase. But you can't coast on those things forever. Ultimately, it has to deliver meaningful value to them. That requires understanding and not guesswork. Finally, and it can't be stressed enough, people have differences. Some differences are obvious, some are not. Some are profound, some are trivial. But no one can magically know all the meaningful ways that people are different. How we work, how we play, what we prefer, what we avoid, and so on. Differences aren't as simple as left or right, chocolate or vanilla. These differences can be harder to characterize, but that doesn't make them any less meaningful. For instance, when you were born, where you grew up, the cultures you identified with, or your personal beliefs. Any of these could change how a user experiences your product, and it would be dangerous to make assumptions about them. You can't simply close your eyes, imagine a user, and then pretend this imaginary person is a real user. The only way to understand your users is to actually engage with them. Do real research to understand which differences have an impact on your product's user experience and how they will affect it. So, in summary, it's always a good idea to remind yourself that you are not your user. You have a different relationship with the product, have different expectations for it, and view it from different contexts. But don't let these differences deter you from trying to understand them. User research is a powerful tool to assist with this. It will replace dangerous assumptions with real data.